appraise it for you. That's it. And 13 people are going to be willing to pay it. So we either got to pay the price to get in, or we got to go to East Palo Alto. I keep telling you that. We're going to find a nice house there. I know we will. I'm going to Palo Alto. And he said, okay. All right, I'll bid $850. Oh, I said, that's very good, except we have another slight problem. I said, you see, now we're into the baseball diamond, but we haven't played the baseball game yet. So now we got to play the game. And I said, see, 13 people want to get up and bat the ball. So we can't go around the bases, counteroffer, kumbaya. We could do that, but see, we got 13 people. We got one shot. So now when we get up there, you want to hit a home run? Because that's what we need. Okay, I'm going to hit a home run. Oh, good. Okay, what's the home run? I said, well, not only does it have to be a home run, but it has to be the best home run. Because see, these other 13 people, they're going to be up there hitting a home run too. Okay, I said, but I have a formula for you. Oh, you love that. A formula. This woman now can add. This is good. She's not an idiot. And I said, this is the formula. It all now depends on the bidders. That's all that counts. We can't appraise this house. It won't. I don't know how to finance it. You're going to have to put cash in. There's not a comp that's going to show it at $850. We know that everything we looked at in the past is going to be less. At the end of the day, we know what the foundation price is. It's done. Now we only have to know where it has to go. Period. Done. You want to be there? Fine. Let's start there. It's all about the bidders. That's all that counts. You're not competing against the price here. You're not competing against 860. You're not competing about the comps in this market. You're competing about the bidders that are coming into this market now, all of who are capable. Anything from $200,000 to $400,000 right now, $2,500 a bid, including your own. Anything from $4,000 to $8,000 a bid, including your own. And anything over $800,000 is $7,500 or $10,000 a bid, including your own. He said, how do you know that? What did you do to get to that number? I said, I made it up. And he said, you made it up? You can't do that. I said, yes, I can. He said, why? I said, because that's the way it works. And I said, the numbers may change, but that's all that counts. I said, look, at the end of the day, here's all you need to know. All you need to know. Palo Alto is where you want to live. $860 is the entry price. That's it. I can't help you with that. That's the name of the game. How far do you want to go? And that's going to depend on this. You have to be convinced that in Palo Alto, where there are 50 homes for sale and 19,000 homes, that at the end of the day, 5 years from now, 6 years from now, that house will either hold its value or be worth more. If you do not believe that, if you do not understand the power of appreciation and inflation, then you shouldn't even be buying real estate. Because the magic of real estate over time is that it appreciates. There's the magic. So at the end of the day, that's what you have to decide. Because there's not one thing anybody can show you in this market right now that's going to justify that price. So it becomes a decision based on where you think it's going to go. And I left him. Now, let me tell you about the high end and what I'm seeing. Because this is also going to blow your mind. I'm down in Carmel the other day, and I divide the high end into two parts. To me, the 2 to 5 million, that's high end. They like worth, opportunity equals wealth. And by that I mean they like to walk in and know it's a wow. And if it's not a wow with the price, they don't care about the location and even the condition. They also want the wow with the price, or they're not willing to put the money on the table. Then anything over the 5 million. It's amazing to me. I have these grandchildren. My son's an investment guy. And he's been very fortunate. Actually, he's the richest one in the family. Thank God that he can support me. At the end of the day, they live in Pacific Heights on Laurel Street. And I walk around there with my grandchildren, and you see these houses that are 10, 20. The Gettys live there. Oracle guy lives there. And they buy these houses at $20 million, $25 million bucks. And then they basically put a tent over them. And they spend a year and a half gutting them. We're not talking a kitchen here. We're talking gutting them. And it is amazing to me that they do that. Because you're talking about, at the end of the day, young people, because they're young, that they are spending $25, $30, $35 million in these properties. And you can imagine what it costs to carry that. So you have that level. They can, they will, that's all premium. I think the way you get them to get to those price levels, if I was dealing in that price range, you get people that are of similar industry to compete against one another. So if you get a Salesforce.com guy with a Google guy with a Yahoo guy, then it's all about ego. But let me tell you what happened in Carmel, and I'm going to tell you this is very interesting. I'm down in Carmel the other day, and somebody sells a $4 million house to somebody 45 years old, a tech guy. And you know what the seller took? Stock in a non-public company.
Whoa.
Did you listen to what I said to you? Now, I went to talk to the seller because I was so intrigued by that. And he showed me the stock, and he said to me, I have no question that it's going to go public. I wouldn't either. And he said to me, in 18 months, and he said to me, I have no problem taking the stock. because the stock the day it goes public will double in value and I'll sell it instantly. And he will. Now, there's a company called Second Market. I don't know if you know about it, but if you don't, Google it. All they do is take non-public companies and find investors who want to sell their shares to another investor. Now listen to what I'm saying to you. You are going to see these young people begin to negotiate with you to use stock as a cash commodity. Are you listening to me? Because they think of it that way. Their parents didn't. The parents thought of homes as the cash flow. These people think of their stock as a cash commodity, better than cash. So they're going to come to you with that kind of a market. Or I'll tell you what else they're going to do. They're going to go down to a Merrill Lynch. And they're going to go to a credit derivative desk, which we, oh my God, the place from hell. And what they're going to do is once the stock comes public and they want to go buy a house, they don't want to put up $8 million to buy the $4 million house and pay all the capital gains. They're going to go down to that desk and they're going to put down the $8 million and they're going to get a loan. And that loan is going to buy them the house. Now they got the house, all cash, right? Now they're going to make a deal with the stock brokerage company. And they're going to sign a contract, 1, 3, 5 years. And they're going to say to that stock brokerage company, it's $100 the stock. We're going to be partners on the upside. We're going to be partners on the downside. It goes from 100 to 150. You get 25, I get 25. Life is good. It goes from 100 to 90. We each eat 5. At the end of the contract, we come through and we do what we have to do. And here's their hope. They think their stock, because they think of it as cash and very, very profitable, and they're running it, be worth more. It'll give them back the money for the house, and it will pay the capital gains that are due. They're going to play that game. Now let me tell you what sellers are going to do. Sellers aren't going to take all cash. You're going to find sellers who don't want to do that. You're going to find sellers who are going to say, give me part cash, I'll take it first against my property, and guess what? I'll take it for 5 years at 10%. Write me a check every month. So that's where you're going. Now you tell me that isn't a new world of real estate. You tell me that isn't above and beyond the school district and the community, because I'm going to tell you it is. And the book I'm writing is going to be all about that. At the end of the day, I think that's the best possible thing that could ever happen, because I don't know how we continue to sell all the puff. It just doesn't work. I think it's wonderful that you have this great asset to sell with all the availability of the strength that you have behind it. Now I'm going to close, and then I got to talk for a minute about cause. With this cute story, you know, I have these 4 grandchildren that are perfect, of course. They're the reason you have children, the only reason. At the end of the day, my little grandson Jack, he's going to Stewart Hall in the city, started kindergarten, and they are learning numbers, and so he had a project, and the project was go home and find somebody in your family, and you're to ask them how old they are, because they're trying to get them to understand the difference between like a 5 and a 50, and it's difficult with children that age. And they were supposed to do that and then do a graphic of it. So he decides he's going to call his Nana, who's me. So he calls me up and he says, Nana, how old are you? And I said, I'm 68, Jack. And he said, oh, you're just like me. And I said, no. He said, yeah, Nana, 5, 6, 7, 8. I said, okay, Jack. I said, Nana's coming down. I said, shall we do our graphic? Yeah. I said, I'm going to go to the art store. Nana's going to buy glitter, and we're going to buy Captain America stickers and Mr. Whatever and all that. And I said, Jack, we're going to do circles. That's what we're going to do. But my circles are going to have false eyelashes, and they're going to have neon signs, and I'm going to be Miss Piggy, and I'm going to be the princess and Cinderella, and yours can be Captain America and Spider-Man and all of that. Oh, he thought that was great. So I said, what we're going to do in our circles, though, Jack, is we have to number them. That's a good thing. So we're going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, he's watching me get up to 68. It's like 4 pages, right? And we put Nana. And then we put Jack, and he's only 5, right? So we put it on this big, big board. All right, it looked really cute because it was all glittery. And he looks at it, and he looks at me, and he looks at it, and he looks at me, and he says, you know what, Nana? And I said, what, Jack? He said, you are really, really old. And I said, you know what, Jack, you're right.